Link to discussions. We know that we have a discussion board tool and area inside of the course. From course management, we can come down to course tools and we can actually go down to discussion boards, but students can't see that. In order for students to see the discussion board itself, we need to add that link inside of there somewhere. Typically, on the course navigation menu, we can add it as an item right there. We can link to it straight from there. But that's not always exactly how we want to do it. Let's say we wanted to link to the discussion board or to a specific discussion forum from somewhere else inside of the course. That's what we're going to be looking at right here. So let's go ahead and let's look into content. This can be linked to from any content area. But in this case, we're going to go into content. Let's go ahead and look in our demo learning module. So from here, if we wanted to create a link to the discussion board or to a specific forum, this is where we can do it. From within the learning module, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Tools, and we're going to go to Discussion Board. From here, we have to make a decision. We can either create a link to the discussion board page or to a specific forum. And in this case, I'm going to do both just so that we can see how they look and how they function. So here's a link to the discussion board page. So this is to all of the forums inside of this course. And I'm going to say Next. So from here, we can add a description of the link. Now this is important because what we are describing here is the link to the discussion board forum, but not the discussion board forum itself. Next, we can come down, we can look at is this going to be available, visible to students, track the number of views, date restrictions, similar features that we have on other tools. And let's submit. So here we have discussion board, and here's add description for the link itself. And again, this is very important because if we go to the discussion board, we haven't modified any of its properties. The discussion board doesn't have that same kind of descriptive area. So that is just the description of the link that we have placed inside of this learning module. So let's go ahead and let's add a link to a specific forum as well. So to do that, we go back up to Tools, we go to Discussion Board, and instead of selecting a link to discussion board page, we're going to select link to a discussion board forum. In this case, let's look at example forum, and then I'm going to say Next. We're presented with the same information here. So example forum is the name of the link, but I could call it something else if I wanted to. And this description again is a link to the discussion board forum. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate that here, because what can happen is once we add this link inside of there, we get a little confused and we go back to modify the description of maybe the forum, but we are modifying the description of the link, and so when we go inside of the forum, that information won't be in there. So again, we have the same options as before, and we'll go ahead and submit. And let's look at how this behaves differently now. So we have discussion board, and then we have discussion forum. And each one leads to a slightly different place. If we click on the discussion board, it actually takes us to the discussion board, and we can see all the different forums here. If we wanted to go to a specific forum, we'll use this next link, and this is going to take us directly into that specific forum. So we're right inside of there. And let's see what this looks like from the student perspective real fast. So let's go down here. We're going to turn on our student view. So for the student, once they've gone inside of content and they're inside of our demo learning module, we can see these different links. So here, discussion board or discussion forum. So if I click on discussion board, it actually has right here on the right hand side, it says discussion board. Go ahead and click to launch, and if I click that, it'll actually take me into the discussion board, and here we are. And next, if we look at the example forum, let's go ahead and click that. We're going to see that right here we can either open up right there, or we can click to launch, and then we go into the specific forum. So depending on the level of granularity that we want to go to, we can either add a link to the discussion board or to a specific forum inside of that board.